I've been watching NBA basketball for 20 years, and over that time I've seen several instances of contempt from the basketball media. For instance, James Harden was not selected for the All-NBA squad in 2016 despite playing all 82 games and averaging 29 points, while Bradley Beal was left off the 2020 All-Star team despite averaging 30 points per game. Lastly, Damian Lillard was selected for the NBA's top 75 list, surpassing three-time champion and Defensive Player of the Year Dwight Howard. That, in my opinion, was completely disrespectful. Unquestionably, these acts are blatantly absurd, utterly irrational, and even blasphemous. As the WNBA playoffs drew near, ESPN tweeted on August 29th, asking which rookies were competing for the top slot and who would win Rookie of the Year, just when I thought things couldn't get much worse. In addition to being disrespectful for even asking the question, they went on to ask, who's number one ahead of Indiana's Caitlin Clark? In case you missed it, Angel Reese was ranked higher on ESPN's Rookie of the Year list than Caitlin Clark. Let me explain why that is so ridiculous if you're curious. Angel Reese has been pursuing Caitlin Clark for a very long time. First, it was her ring finger point and John Cena's "you can't see me" gesture during the 2023 NCAA championship. When her teammate pushed her to the ground, she celebrated by slapping Caitlin on the head without hesitation, making headlines once more in the WNBA. She rejoiced with everyone but Caitlin Clark at the All-Star Weekend practice after she made a three-pointer just after Caitlin missed hers. She clearly has a problem with Caitlin, whether it's through passive-aggressive conduct, covert bullying, or microaggressions. Naturally, she downplays any hostility when questioned by the media, claiming that she doesn't despise Caitlin and that they are merely rivals. The stage was set for another showdown on Friday, August 30th, when temperatures in Chicago reached 86-degree wows. This was their last encounter as rookies. Therefore, it wasn't just another game. Angel Reese entered the match with assurance. Before the game even started, she posed for pictures and made postures while wearing a Dennis Rodman costume. However, Caitlin Clark entered Wintrust Arena with a businesslike demeanor. Her intensity was evident as soon as the game began. Sitting courtside, Shaquille O'Neal watched everything happen. Caitlin played well in the opening minutes of the game, but the Chicago Sky's supporting cast was scorching, making three-pointers one after the other. With the score rapidly skyrocketing to 21-9, it appeared as though the Sky would win. Angel Reese must have felt secure in that moment. However, Caitlin Clark led her side in a comeback while maintaining her composure. By the end of the first quarter, the Sky's lead had decreased to 26-23 as their scorching shooting cooled. Caitlin composedly made a three-pointer from the logo to further reduce the deficit at the beginning of the second quarter. Caitlin Clark wasn't prepared to give up just yet. The game was far from done. I tried to reply, but I had to go. This turned into the evening's main story, ladies and gentlemen. As she kept making incredible plays, Caitlin Clark even engaged the audience by jokingly inquiring as to whether her shots were successful. Angel Reese, meantime, suffered so much that it became clear why I had earlier called ESPN's tweet regarding the best rookie blatantly disrespectful. Things just got considerably worse for Angel and infinitely better for Caitlin, so if you think I'm exaggerating, wait till you hear what happened for the remainder of the game. Sue Bird, who was present in the arena, would undoubtedly concur. The Chicago Sky used strategies like denying Clark a safe landing location as the third quarter got underway in an attempt to stop her. Conversely, Angel Reese was being guarded, like Giannis Antetokounmpo while she was on the three-point line. Regretfully, Reese lacked Giannis's other attributes. She was punished by the fever surrounding the rim, and her attempts at attack were utterly unsuccessful. The night's events revolved around Angel's lackluster performance and Caitlin's brilliance, on full show. Remember, this was after Angel modeled for the game on Barbie Day in Chicago, dressed as Dennis Rodman. Angel Reese only managed 5 points and 7 rebounds at the end of the third quarter, while Caitlin Clark had amassed 23 points and 9 assists. Overall, the Indiana Fever, who have had the third best record in the WNBA since mid-June, prevailed 78-64. Then came the fourth quarter, when the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese looked like bitter losers, while Caitlin Clark once again looked heroic. Let me explain what transpired in the fourth quarter in case you're interested. Whether it was her playmaking or her shooting, Caitlin Clark was once again dazzling. No one could stop her from doing it all. At one point, Caitlin started casually throwing up trick shots because the game was so lopsided and the Fever were ahead by 25 points. The Sky used cheap shots because they were so frustrated. Consider this play as an example. Clark and Diamond DeShields collided. From one perspective, it appeared to be an accident, and she was attempting to assist Clark in standing up. From a different perspective, however, it was evident that she was just griping to the referee and claiming it wasn't a foul. Even comic Rob Schneider, who starred in Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, commented on the situation because it was so ridiculous. The WNBA needs to fire this referee, change the league rules, and fine this player for the flagrant foul, because this assault did not result in an immediate ejection, he said. To be honest, this needs to be addressed. After the game, an even more shocking figure surfaced. 80% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA had been committed against Caitlin Clark, with the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's team, being guilty for 17.7% of these incidents. Do you understand what I mean when I say that? Angel Reese has a grudge against Clark? Caitlin Clark finished the game with 31 points and 12 assists shortly after that incident. She left the game after waving to the audience. Things took a delightfully humorous turn at this point for onlookers, but turned into a complete humiliation for Angel Reese. Caitlin was enjoying herself on the bench with her teammates with less than 4 minutes remaining, and her side was behind by 27 points. Angel Reese, meanwhile, was still playing and trying to score some points. She secures her double-double by grabbing rebounds. She remained in the game solely to boost her stats, exactly like a traditional stat padder. It was genuinely amusing. Angel Reese was still on the floor, frantically attempting to get her double-double, while Caitlin Clark was actually on the bench, dancing, joking with her teammates, and drinking Gatorade. I was unable to stop laughing. I'll say it again. ESPN's top Rookie of the Year contender was still out there chasing a double-double and stat padding while Caitlin Clark was having a great time with her teammates on the bench. The embarrassment was increased when Angel Reese missed consecutive free throws. Fans took to the internet to express their outrage, posting comments such as, "Angel Reese stat padding in a 27-point game with 3 minutes left against the Fever bench." It's absurd, since she barely managed to pull out a double-double with just 5 points remaining in the fourth quarter. Angel is demeaning the game by using one of the most heinous forms of stat padding I've ever seen in order to continue a winning streak that her followers can brag about, while Caitlin Clark is out there winning games. It's embarrassing, she finished, with 10 points at the end, half of which came after the Fever had cleared their bench with a 30-point lead. Here is a breakdown of the exact statistics for those who are interested. With 3:52 remaining in the fourth quarter and her team leading by 27 points, Caitlin Clark departed the game. Angel Reese then grabbed 2 boards, 1 defensive, 1 offensive, made 1 turnover, scored 2 points, and made 1 of 4 free throws. She finished the game with 4 of 9 field goals, 10 points, and 11 rebounds. She would have finished with 5 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 of 7 shooting, or only 28% from the field, if not for the garbage time stat padding. Given the headshot earlier this year, the derogatory remarks Angel made about Caitlin during the NCAA tournament, and the way she applauded her teammates' attack on Caitlin, this game was Caitlin Clark's elegant form of retaliation. Instead of being disrespectful or trash-talking, she let her basketball prowess speak for itself. Caitlin engaged the audience in her home, outperformed Angel Reese on her own court, and let her performance do the talking. Caitlin's game has been embarrassing everyone lately, not just Angel Reese, to be fair. Even the whole USA Women's Olympic team is included in this. Click on this video where I explain everything if you're interested in what